What's up, everybody? I am Switters. Welcome back. We are live for the final time on YouTube. Pinned comment at the top of the chat is my Twitch channel. I will be streaming over there from now on, okay? Still videos coming here. I have a whole new series that's starting next week, so be subscribed for that. And I will also be making shorts and all those kinds of things as well. So please do hit that subscribe button over here. You'd really be helping me out. Also, you can hit the follow. If you click the link again at the top of the chat, click that link. You can give me a follow over on Twitch so you'll know when I go live streaming over there. Again, this is the last one over here on YouTube. So we're going to play some Outbreak today. You guys know probably by now, I mean, I made a video on it. I've made, I think, a couple of posts on it, even on my community page of my channel, that it's all but confirmed. Nothing is confirmed yet until we actually, everything comes out. And supposedly the reveal for CoD 2023, what's coming this fall, is not until August. So it's not going to happen. Usually it's, anywhere between kind of March, April, May, in that kind of area where we are now, basically. We're not, as far as we know, again, that's not going to be the case this year. It's going to be, it won't be until August that we're going to get the official announcement for the new title coming this fall, which will be Modern Warfare 3, headed up by Sledgehammer Games. And there will be a zombies mode. Again, this is all as far as we know from all the leaks and everything that's going around. So many different leakers, though, have reported this that I find it hard to not believe. Let me fix my chair here a little bit. So that's what I think is going to happen. And I don't have any kind of word on will it be Treyarch that's handling the Outbreak 2.0 or not? Will it be Sledgehammer? I think we can safely say that it will be Treyarch. It's going to be at least part of their dev team. We've seen them hiring. I mean, if you follow them on Twitter, you know they've been hiring for a while now. A lot of zombies positions they've been hiring for, a lot of additional people. It's been going on for months and months and months. So, also with Vanguard, this was during Cold War, during this game that we're about to play now, that Activision took Vanguard zombies away from Sledgehammer and said, hey, Treyarch, you guys doing this one too? Cool. All right. You got 5 months. Go ahead. I know you're in the middle of your own game right now, but you're going to do that one too. So get on it. Okay. We all know what happened with Vanguard. It was an absolute nightmare. I don't blame Treyarch for that at all. Again, they were literally in the middle. I think they were just about to release Outbreak, the first maps, for the first time, and we didn't even have Easter eggs on it yet. And they ended up putting two different Easter eggs, which we're going to do today on Outbreak. Then they still had Mauer Toten to come, and they still had Forsaken to come. And then, a month later, they were supposed to be releasing a new game. We saw how that went. It was, I honestly don't even, when I think of Call of Duty Zombies, and technically that's the latest version of Zombies that we have, it doesn't even register with me. I just don't count it. It's not a Zombies game. It was incomplete from day one. We did end up getting finally a couple of Easter eggs. A lot of people now are kind of like, the Shino Numa Easter egg wasn't that bad. It was pretty good, actually. It was fine. It was fine. It's just that everything else around it was so bad that seemed like, oh my god, an Easter egg on a round-based map. Again, it was a remake of an old map, and we don't have to relitigate all that. You know how it was. You were there, I was there. It wasn't great. Anyways, we're going to hop in. Like I said, we're going to do some Outbreak Easter egging here, because that's what we've got coming up this fall. We can talk about whether you think that's a good thing or not. I am not... I'll say this. Like, when Outbreak came out, when it very first came out, I was like, oh, it's different. They're going for something different. Bruce, what's going on, man? Good to see you again today. Thanks for dropping by, man. Yeah, so when Outbreak first came out, I was like, oh, it's different. It's just something kind of new to do. By the way, I have some coffee grounds at the bottom of this cup. I'm trying to let it settle. Do you have any idea? Well, you guys probably know how much it upsets me to get coffee grounds in my iced coffee. It's so annoying, man. I just want my iced coffee to be good. Anyway, but it was fine. It was okay. It was just kind of like, it's a different kind of a thing. It's a slightly interesting, but it was overall kind of boring. And then there was like the Dark Ops challenge to exfil at round 10. So, you know, it did all those things in the first couple of days. And there was, again, this was before there was an Easter egg release for it. So it just got repetitive, and there was like only, I think, 4 different objectives. By the way, please let me know if the game sound is like the sound in general is all okay. Because again, things are a little bit screwy over here, and I don't know if everything's alright. So, like, does it sound alright? Please just tell me. I liked Outbreak specifically at first, but it soon became repetitive, especially since new content was on at such a slow trickle. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. So, sounds okay? Okay, great. I like the... Well, let's go over what it is rather than how to fix it or change it, or what I think maybe they should do. Again, it was different, and they were trying to make a more casual experience. They're trying to get new Zombies players in, which obviously I'm fine with. It's great if we can get some new people. You know, after BO4 was such a kind of like, again, I always kind of termed it like the graduate level degree of playing zombies, just simply because of the amount of steps involved. It was, I mean, they were all super involved. There was nothing casual about it, except for Classified, which, again, is going to be part of the series that I'm starting next week. So, again, just be subscribed for that if you're a newer player, or maybe you want to go back and look at some old maps and kind of whatever. But anyhow, but it was different. It was like, okay, I never really liked the maps because, again, they don't have a zombies feel to them, because they're not zombies maps. These were fire team maps. It's probably the reason why I like Die Maschine out of all the round-based maps most. I know, like, you could objectively say, I think, probably, and I would agree with this, that Mauer der Toten is the best Cold War zombies map in the game. I think that's fair to say, and it's probably not even that close. But I prefer Die Maschine over all of them because it was at least original. It wasn't, I mean, we have Nocturne Toten, of course. That's a remake. Yes, I get that. I'm saying that at least was a designed zombies map. It's not just a used multiplayer asset or campaign asset or whatever. It was something that was designed for zombies. And it's just going to have, I mean, we know this, it's going to have a different feel if it's not designed for zombies. You can take multiplayer maps, you can, like, take things like this, the fire team stuff, and you can put zombies on it. It was kind of like on, Cold War, the, what do you call it, the PlayStation exclusive Onslaught mode. I played that once and I was bored out of my mind. I was like, okay, that's fine. I remember, I miss not getting intel anymore. Which is kind of a bummer. There's nothing left to pick up and do. Let's get this 500 at least so we can get our points back. Ooh, I almost missed it. I'm bad at this flying through the air stuff with the parachute. We'll get this one over here. But yeah, it just has a different feel, and it's something that I just think that they ought to do away with altogether. I don't understand. I think the thought process, at least, by Activision, is that if we can make zombies feel more like multiplayer, they'll get more players. They don't care that they're making the best zombies mode. They care that they're getting the most amount of players. And while I do understand that financially, ultimately what's going to happen is you're making a game that's not engaging enough to anybody, whether it's to the casuals or to your, especially to your core fans. And they will leave eventually. Big Nap Show. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by the stream. Yeah, you're gonna lose the casuals eventually, probably fairly quickly. It's gonna feel a little bit familiar, but it's not gonna be that engaging because it's not a zombies thing, and you're gonna, you know, the hardcores, they might play it because it's zombies and that's what we're here for. I mean, I only buy Call of Duty because of zombies at this point. And if a game, Call of Duty comes out from now on without zombies, like I was fully prepared to not buy this new title that's coming up this fall, this extension basically of Modern Warfare 2. After playing Modern Warfare 2, not enjoying the multiplayer really at all. I don't remember the last time I've even played the game. I was, like I said, fully prepared to not get the next game. I'm just not doing it unless there's zombies anymore. So you're kind of, you know, it's their whole deal. It's Activision's whole deal with, you know, it's the whole bundles thing, you know, and that was designed, they took away our operators, excuse me, they took away our characters, you know, the Dempseys, the Richtophens, the, you know, all your favorite characters, blah, blah, blah. And, like, think of the Chaos Crew in BO4. They took that stuff away so they could make it operators. That way we could have skins, and we the zombies players would buy skins as well. You know, so they could make more money. Again, like, but the thing I'll always go back to, because I think it's just fact, is that, you know, they had been building a strong zombies community well before they started, you know, these kinds of tactics of making it just simply more accessible to more people, and, you know, the multiplayer having that kind of a feel to it, and all this other stuff. And they had never gone into really, not that they had never, but, like, did BO3 suffer from not having multiplayer incorporated maps or campaign incorporated maps? Or did we love those maps? Shadows of Evil, Derizendraka, Garad Krovi, you know, like, I think they did okay. And then on top of that, they release a $50 DLC midway through IW Zombies. $50, right? This isn't some $5 camo pack to throw on a couple of guns. It's not like a $15 map pack and, you know, get the new season stuff. Well, they didn't call them seasons back then, really, but $50 for DLC, and it was the best-selling DLC of all time, period, for video games. At the time, it was. I don't think it is anymore. It's still the best-selling Call of Duty DLC ever. And it was $50. The Zombies fan base is there, and they're willing to spend money on the things that matter to them. And a great, I mean, I think we could say Zombies Chronicles is pretty great. I don't think I'm going out on a limb there, right? And we're willing to pay real money, too. I mean, $50, that's not nothing. For our stuff that we like about Call of Duty, which is a, you know, fully integrated zombies mode. That's its own story. It doesn't have to have anything to do with it. The only thing we need, really, in our zombies game that has to feel like whatever current game we're playing is the weapons, because that's what they're going to be using, of course. DMZ Zombies with IW interface, what's your prediction? For this upcoming, what we're going to get this fall? If it was like IW Zombies, I'd be thrilled. I mean, I am one of the biggest proponents of IW Zombies you'll ever meet. I absolutely love IW Zombies. I think it's great. Like, really great. Especially as their first attempt. Like, there's another thing we got to think about. Like, that was IW's first go at zombies. Yes, they did Extinction. Extinction is not zombies, so you can get that away from me, because it's not zombies. It's a third game mode. It's not zombies. But they did a great job, and, you know, I've had a little back and forth with Lee Ross. He held a whole little like Twitter Q&A for like an hour. It's going back a few months now. I made a video on it if you want to like scroll through my channel and find it. But he was asking everybody, like, hey, I'm going to be on here for an hour, you know, ask some questions if you want about whatever. And he was inundated with these IW Zombies, you know, questions, and he's actually dropped by my stream once. It was nice enough. I mean, he just in and out, like just saying hello, glad you enjoy the, you know, the mode, and dipped out. You know, we're not friends. I'm not trying to pass that off. We're definitely not. I'm sure he has no idea who the hell I am. But I think they did a really good job. And there's a lot more story behind IW Zombies, like in the game, that people don't realize because they didn't go in depth enough, but it's there. I never used to mind paying for Zombies DLC because I knew going in to get 4 maps through the year. They should have seasons. They should have seasons for multiplayer and paid DLC for Zombies. I'd be fine with that too. I think the perk systems would be similar to Treyarch. Well, see, now I think, well, which perk system? That's the thing, though. Like, when you're talking about Treyarch, what BO3 perks? BO4 perks, where you have to choose before you even load the map which perks you're going to use, which 4 perks you're going to use? Or Cold War, which you can get Perkaholic just by, you know, finding a Wonder Fizz machine and buying them. I think the best version, honestly, of perks, I honestly don't think it's close. And I'm saying this as a solo player, so I don't, you know, I'm not saying this if you play with your friends all the time, it's going to be different. As a solo player, though, if you're playing Zombies, you're buying quick revive. You have to. You're buying Jug because you have to. You only have 2 perks left. So what are you going to do? One of them's going to be either Speed Cola or Stamina Up. I mean, almost a guarantee. If it's BO3, maybe you'll get Widow's Wine. Is a little bit of a difference. But you kind of need double tap too. Like when I play DE, I always get double tap. So what are you going to do as a solo player? Now think of it that way. On IW, you got 5 perks. So again, you're going to have Quick Revive, their version of it, Quickies. You're going to have Jug. And then you have 3 perks to play with. And then on top of that, think of something like Zombies in Spaceland, where when you're going around getting stuff, like, you know, getting the Steadicom setups, doing the defense, like having Stamina Up, again, their version of it. You probably want Bang Bangs, you probably want Speed Cola, so you can reload quickly, you know, so you can do the defense steps better. And you probably want Stamina Up to get around to all the locations, because it's a pretty big map. But for the boss fight, you don't really need Stamina Up. So what they did was made it so you could go back to that perk machine and take off the perk that you had already bought. And that goes away. And now you're free to buy, like, Mule Kick. Because in the Zombies in Spaceland, remember the boss fight, you don't have a ton of ammo for your Wonder Weapon. So you could take 2 Wonder Weapons in, have, like, your first gun be the Baby's Breath, the starting pistol, you know, explodes. Then you could have 2 Wonder Weapons to deal with the alien boss fight. So you could really manipulate and move it, but you still had to pay. It wasn't like, you know, it didn't come free. You didn't get your money back when you returned the perks. You had to pay for it, but it was worth it. And it was just, to me, it was a great way of kind of moving, like, another level to the gameplay of what you can do, like strategizing, and how you want to handle your gameplay. I thought they did a great job with that. So that's what I would choose. I mean, Cold War is fun, but it's not the most engaging to me because it's just kind of too easy. It needs to take a step up in my mind. So whatever we're getting next from Treyarch in 2024, where's this last one? Oh. It needs to take at least a step up, like 1 step up in difficulty. It just kind of has to. Cold War system with all the BO3 perks. It's just, but again, it's just, you know, like I'm saying, I think to me it's just too easy when you do that. When you can be, you know, have a Perkaholic every game. You can triple pap your gun. You can put the mods on that are actually really good. Cold War system with all I just read that. It looked like it typed something new, and then there's nothing new there. That was weird. In IW, you used to get Perkaholic and then take off Racing Stripes in case it killed the left. Oh, you're talking about Trailblazers. When you leave the fire behind you? Racing Stripes was was their version of Stamina Up. I always get them confused too, but Trailblazers is the one that left the track marks behind you. Yeah, that would do it. I mean, you know, again, IW did a lot of good things, and again, their super Easter egg reward is far and away the best reward there's ever been for zombies. I mean, for this game, we got to upgrade our weapon rarity level to purple if you've done all the Easter eggs, which again, obviously I've done, but it's fine. I mean, we honestly don't need to be any stronger in this game than we already are. But having Perkaholic in a game like IW, like to start off, 25 grand, it just makes it like you've earned it. You've played through each Easter egg at least twice in order to earn that. So you've earned it. And then you can always, if you don't like it, if it's too easy, you can just take it off. But if you're in the mood for just a casual, like being OP, because you got all perks and 25 grand right off the rip, you can go open everything up. You can get Pack-a-Punched open. You can double pat because now that's part of your standard loadout. You don't have to do any special quests for it. You don't have to do the Ghost and Skulls. You don't have to go get fuses from, the computer on Raven the Redwoods, or you guys know all that stuff. But if you want a more challenging game, you just take it off. I mean, I think they did a great job with that stuff. Anyway. Having options would help, but Cold War was casual friendly. It's super casual friendly. I completely agree. I just think it's too casual friendly. And speaking as a streamer / content maker, and it's, believe me when I say this, it's not purely for that reason. I'm not saying, oh, it sucks that they're doing that, so they have to make it harder so I can make more videos. And I can. It's not that. It's just that each Easter egg was solved in under 3 hours. There was no Easter egg that took over 3 hours to solve. Most of them were closer to 2 hours than they were to 3 hours. That's too easy. You guys, if you remember, if you were back watching in the day, people used to rag on Raven the Redwoods because of how easy it was, because it was solved in 8 hours. And that was a huge complaint from the Treyarch fanboys, at least, saying, it's Zombies Light. It's too easy. We did this in 8 hours. That's pathetic. Easter egg hunting used to take days. Anywhere from, kind of typically 3 to 7 days about on average. This took 2 hours. All of these took 2 hours. That's too casual. And then what happens with that is you might get more people that play it initially, but they don't continue to play it. Because there's nothing left to do. They've done it. Once you've played this game a couple of times, each Easter egg, you're done. There's nothing else to do, really. I mean, other than have, if you're enjoying... I mean, I'm a zombies player. Again, I buy Call of Duty these days only for zombies. If the multiplayer is good, that's a bonus. Great, I'll play that too. If it's not, I don't care, because I wouldn't have bought the game if there's no zombies to it anyway. So it kind of doesn't matter to me, that stuff, anymore. But it's just so casual that there's no real challenge. And if there's no challenge, you don't stick around. I mean, people tend to not stick around. They might play it initially just to check it out and go, oh, that's kind of cool. But when it's only pure casual beginner mode all the time, that doesn't give you lasting power. In my opinion, it doesn't anyway. Yeah, the Trailblazers one? Yeah. Yeah, that will definitely, because I always run and slide across the maps like this too, so... yeah, definitely. Hardcore zombies and core zombies mode would help. I don't disagree with that for sure. I mean, actually, the one thing I think Cold War, their first map was good. I think we can say that the Final Reich was good. And I don't think you get too much pushback on that. I liked it. It was a good map. Having the casual kind of... But their casual literally leading you through the Easter egg is still harder than anything in Cold War, in my opinion. Other than, the Legion boss fight. I'll give you that one. Once you get down into the missile silo, then yeah, that was difficult. Other than that, though... everything in Cold War was way easier than even that. So, again, to me, it's just they made it too casual. And, the height of zombies was BO3, which difficult. It's not the hardest Zombies has ever been, for sure. I'm not saying it has to be expert mode all the time. I think that's a bad idea. I think the amount of steps in BO4 is dumb, man. Like, I think that's a bad idea by them, and I think they were trying to make it kind of quote-unquote epic, and they just made it tedious. I mean, the first few times you're doing those Easter eggs, you're going in on round 26, or the earliest. There's just so many steps to them all. And that was too much, I think. And it's just really hard, you know, to make... Having just random stuff be an Easter egg step, which a lot of people think is all Zombies is, but it's not. You can deduce and use reasoning and figure things out. It's not just random crap. But it's hard to make good, solid steps that make sense. I got 2 chopper gunners? Okay, let's use one. I don't know why we got 2 chopper gunners. It's really hard, though, to make... there's not even a zombie on the map. Hello? There's literally not a zombie on the map. Okay. That was weird. Let's go do... yeah, we're being casual today. I mean, we're not trying to run through anything. We're chatting, and if you guys have any ideas on Outbreak 2.0 and what you would like to see, absolutely put it in the chat, and we can talk about it. Anyway, I just think Cold War is way too casual. It really is. It's too basic, and it doesn't hold your attention for very long at all. And that leads to boredom rather than like, oh, cool, it's fun, because it's casual. Like, I think it's boring just how casual it is, because it's too simple. You need, I mean, it's like the people that, you know, they use hacks and they cheat all the time, like, oh, I'm good at the game. Like, no, you're not. But like, how do you feel good about getting a win if you're cheating? And this game, or how do you feel good? It's like, this is like playing kindergartners in a basketball game, and you're like, man, I smoked those fools. Like, all right, I mean, technically you did, yes, but do you feel good about stomping little kids? I mean, that's Cold War. Cold War is kindergarten for, you know, kindergarten level zombies. It's not a bad thing. They needed to bring in new players, and you know, I've been making a lot of shorts lately, and a lot of stuff on BO3 because I've been on that a lot lately with Glitching Queen. We're trying to find, you know, the impossible Easter egg, and we're just doing a lot of hunting over there, and so I've been spending a lot of time on like DE specifically, and also, you know, the other maps. And I've been making short guides like on, you know, how to build the bows on DE, or how to get a free gobblegum on Shadows of Evil, how to just all these little side Easter egg things. And people are like, dude, zombies is so confusing, this is impossible, how could anybody figure this stuff out, and blah, blah, blah. So they needed to let some people in. I think there's interest in the mode, but a lot of people, I think, are under the misconceptions of just how difficult it really is, because it looks really daunting from the outside. I was like that as well. I was like, this looks way too confusing for me, man. I don't know what's going on. I liked all the BO4 eggs, especially as a group of 4 players, had some great laughs, and never a guarantee that we would win, which was just made us go again next fight. Yeah, I mean, I like BO4. I have no problems with BO4, to be honest with you. I mean, I like all the Chaos Crew BO4 stuff. I have some problems with Alpha Omega, for sure. Actually, all the Ether Crew, I kind of don't like. I would put every Chaos Crew map, if we're ranking them, before I would put any of the Ether Crew maps. But yes, it's fun. I agree with that. And I don't mind it because it's a different kind of challenge. And I'm just saying, as far as bringing new people on board, I don't think BO4 probably brought anybody new on board at all. It was difficult. Like, think of a release. We got 4 maps, which is cool. The casual one was supposed to be classified, but I don't know how casual that really is. If you're doing the Winter's Howl Easter egg, that's pretty casual. You can figure that out. You can do that. That's coming very soon, by the way, a little thing. Again, I'm starting a new series next week, so be subscribed. 9 had a shit ton of steps to it. Blood of the Dead is probably number 1 or 2 hardest zombies maps for solo players. Everything I'm saying is all based on solo play, okay? Because that's what I am. I'm a solo player. I don't have any friends. And then Voyage of Despair, which was also not particularly easy, but none of them are like that. They all have a lot of steps to do, and there's a lot of stuff to work on. If they place different events inside of Zombies Outbreak for the OG Zombies heads, yeah, I mean, I definitely think they... So what I think they needed to do, and we'll get into this now, I'll just talk more about Outbreak 2.0 and kind of what I think it needs to succeed. You know, again, I thought for the most part, I think it's a fine idea, and it's one that could bring in new players. I completely agree with that. They need to make it like this whole middle section of the game we're on round 1, so round 1 I can kind of understand that there's not a lot, you know, but it can get boring. Like, it can definitely get boring, and the maps need to be designed for zombies. They need to kind of do a better job of incorporating fucking fire dogs, man. Incorporating more things happening throughout, so you don't have just these long gaps of pure boredom. Whee! Mess with me, fool. You didn't drop me anything? He literally dropped me nothing. Kanoko, what's up? How you doing? Thanks for dropping by the stream. Oh, there we go. Okay. That was weird. That was very delayed. But again, overall, I think this is a good idea. I think as a first attempt, they did a pretty good job. I just think that this mid-game is too boring, and then the scaling, overall, the scaling going up. So, like, when you go from round... Like 3 to 4 is kind of a big jump, and then 4 to 5 is a really big jump as far as the level of enemies that you're getting and how fast they run. They're all armored all of a sudden. So in round base, it's like going from round 5 to round 25 is kind of what I always say, or you know, something along those kinds of lines. It's not balanced. They need to balance that. They also made, and you're going to see when we get to round 3, for both of the Easter eggs that you can do on Outbreak, everything happens on round 3. Why is that? If you don't want to make it like everything so you can do it on round 1, I completely understand that. But again, scaling, make it way more gradual. It was a Dark Ops challenge to exfil after round 10. Like, it shouldn't be that, like, round 10 shouldn't be that hard in my mind. I mean, honestly, it really wasn't that hard to do. So they needed to scale things up. It shouldn't be a Dark Ops challenge, though, to, you know, exfil at round 10. So scaling it more, spreading things out more. And again, for these Easter eggs, the 2 Outbreak Easter eggs, they're basically 1 step on each map. Like, kind of, you can call it 2, but that's pretty much it. Chaos maps are underrated for sure, like Ancient Evil. I see, okay, and I know there's I think probably most people feel that Ancient Evil is the best map, and I'm fine with that map. I don't think it's bad by any stretch. Again, I'd put every Chaos map ahead of every Ether map in BO4. I don't like, it's so oversaturated, the colors. I think it's messy. I think it's like too much stuff all the time that just... I like things that are a bit cleaner, and that's a personal preference, obviously. I just don't don't care for it that much. I much prefer 9. And you guys have, those of you that have been around for a while, you guys know how much I love Voyage of Despair. I really do, and I know most people don't like it. They think that's probably maybe one of the worst maps in BO4. I think it's one of the best. The number 1 rule for me of how much I like a map or not is how much time do I want to spend on that map. It's kind of like Zombies in Spaceland. I think it's the most pure fun experience in all of Zombies. It's my number 3 map of all time. Origins, number 1. DE, number 2. Number 3 is Zombies in Spaceland. It's so much fun, and I think it's not a great Easter egg. It's a decent Easter egg. But the atmosphere, the music, everything else about it, I think is just, really great. elites and boss only maps after level 3. I mean, it kind of feels that way, and it shouldn't be that way. It should way more scaled up, like a steady climb. Yes, more multiplayer zombie maps. What's going on, players? How you doing, man? DD, what's Outbreak 2.0 going to be? I don't know. Well, that's what we're kind of talking about right now. What do we think it's going to be, and what would you like it to be, really? Because we're not going to get a reveal for this until August. That's the game reveal. Usually Zombies comes after that, so we might not get a Zombies reveal until September, possibly October, because the game, if I'm remembering correctly right now, is scheduled to release November 10th or 12th, something like that. I'm really worried that it's going to be reused assets from the multiplayer that they're doing. I actually really enjoyed Outbreak. I mean, I think it has a ton of potential. Overall, I have to say that I think it was more full of potential, but kind of boring. But if they can fix those issues, and I will freely admit, I think those issues are like kind of hard to fix. But I think, if you specifically design these maps for zombies, not just take the fire team maps that we have here and just throw some zombie stuff into it, I think you're going to be much better off making it more interesting, being able to kind of scale things again, whether it's the Easter egg, so not every step is done on round 3. So the difficulty level doesn't go from here to here in one round. Like, scale everything up a little bit, make it more designed. By the way, when I say zombies designed, that doesn't mean it has to be nighttime. Most people think, and I think I used to think this way too, is like, you think of zombies, so you think of nighttime, you think of horror movies, you think it's scary, so nighttime. But most zombies maps are during the day. It doesn't have to be, nighttime, scary, ooh, creepy. November 10th, thank you, Big Nap. Can't wait. I mean, I'm excited about it. I really don't want to I kind of don't want to be excited, just so if it lets me down, it doesn't feel that bad, but Rampage Inducer on Outbreak. That's a gimmick, and if they want to do that for the challenge, fine, but that shouldn't be a necessary thing to get around the kind of boredom level that might be inherent in, let's say, Outbreak 1.0, which we're playing right now. Origins Mud and Outbreak, that would be something to deal with, for sure. My God, I love Origins, man. If you've never played it, if you've only ever watched streamers play it and you've not played it yourself, whether you're doing, honestly, I like the BO2 version better, but the graphics and the sound quality of the BO3 Zombies Chronicles version is amazing, man. Just the sound of the robot as they're walking overhead, just what's going on in the skybox above you, all the planes and everything that are flying overhead and their battles, and it's so good. But I like the gameplay. I like the challenge of BO2 better. And honestly, the mud is less... it's still kind of a nightmare on BO2, but it's not as bad as BO3 was. Although I think they changed a little bit of that, how sticky that mud was. But it's been a while for that, for me. So I don't quite remember. Deadwire was so OP at first when it came out. I wish the Rampage Inducer was a permanent difficulty setting. I mean, it pretty much is, isn't it? Or does it go to around 20? Is that what it was? I can't remember. Is it around 20 and then it stops, or did they change it to 30 or something? I honestly don't remember. I didn't play around with it too much. It's kind of one of those things you want to do if you're challenging yourself, or if you're speed running to, get the zombies to spawn. So basically, it's it's kind of like Forsaken, where it's a never-ending spawn of zombies in the spawn room area. I mean, my biggest thing, it won't be for Outbreak. I can almost guarantee you that. My biggest thing for 2024 zombies is have dedicated characters, and I'm virtually certain there won't be, and I'm gonna be furious about it. And that, make no mistake, is purely so they can sell operator skins to us. That's 100%. That's fact. I can't tell you how I know that, but I'll tell you that I know that's a fact. It's not my opinion. That is simply the truth. It's just, the game is so much better though when you've got your dedicated characters, so you have an emotional investment in the game. You guys remember when we were playing through this? Like, we're about to do this Easter egg. We're gonna do it first. The you know, with Raptor 1, when he goes down and gets taken captive. Raptor 1 was our most emotional moment, and we never play as Raptor 1. He's just the guy that picks us up in the helicopter, and he was our deepest connection to, you know, like, an actual person in this game, which is, that's ridiculous. It should be a Richtofen or, you know, Dempsey or something, you know, like, not Operator Park, I think her name is, you know, like, that's just, and it's, again, it's purely so they can sell us skins. So yeah, I mean, Bruce, like you said, like, if they want to do that for multiplayer, just have skins and have zombies be paid DLC, I'll pay it. I'll pay it if they can give us dedicated characters. If they'll do that, like, I will. Here's my money. I'll set up a recurring payment. Like, you don't even have to ask me again. It'll just come right out of the bank account. Like, do that, please. Yes, thank you. We might as well get speed, yeah, I guess. Can we get extra armor? Where's the armor guy? Over here. Just that for now. The players in my lobby never want to activate that. Get rid of the dark ether. Well, I mean, they're not going to. I actually think, and by the way, I don't typically like using the Rampage Inducer myself. Again, it's for a challenge or speed running stuff, but just to do it, it's like, eh. As a solo player, again, it's like, I'm never left alone. Like, I can't say, hey man, hold that zombie for a minute while I explore this thing. I'm trying to figure something out. Like, I can never do that. So I'm always, you know, like, I'm trying to look at something on this rock here, and I'm like, okay, I'm moving because there's a zombie right now. Oh, okay, he hit me. I gotta run. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. What was it? What is that? A thing right there? What is that? What is that? Oh, it's just a rock. Oh, I'm being hit by the thing. Oh my god! But it looks like Bigfoot. Is that Bigfoot? Is that a clue? Like, you know. So Rampage Inducer for me is not like, I've played with it, like, just to kind of, you know, check things out, but it was never part of my regular gameplay as a solo player. Get rid of the dark ether. So, I don't disagree with that. I thought they should have just started over, and really that's what they tried to do with BO4. You know, guys know at the end of BO3 of Revelations, when you finish that map, there's the final cutscene. It says, the end. That was supposed to be it for our 4 characters. Jason wanted to start his own thing. He was, up till that point, carrying on what he had, you know, what Jimmy Zielinski had started back in the day, what he had worked on in BO2 with Origins and Mob of the Dead, and he was wrapping up that story. Activision was like, but this is the most popular shit we've ever done. Why would you discontinue this? Like, no, you have to. Which is why the Ether crew maps that we got on BO4 ended up being remakes, remasters, whatever you want to call them, of older maps, because he was already working on, like, his story was the Chaos story. Hadn't intended on doing that, the Ether crew at all. Again, to his mind, it was over. It's done. So that's why that stuff was a little bit rushed, and why we got only one Ether crew map at the beginning, and why it took a while for us to get the second map, which is Alpha Omega, which I think is one of the worst zombies maps ever, personally. But I think that our story here, so they're gonna continue it. There's no way that they don't. So if you're, I mean, you might want it. I understand that. There's a lot of things I want, but I know I'm not gonna get. You can want them to not continue the Dark Ether story, but you're not gonna get it. Not this, at least for this next game. So be prepared, is all I'm saying with that. But I think they're actually in a decent place story-wise. I just wish that, like, I don't want to get story from picking up scraps of paper, like the intel we got in this game, and then having to wait until after your game to hop out of it and then go look at some scraps of paper and read for, you know, a couple of hours what you actually found and get more story. Like, that's not a good way to tell the story. Tell us in game. Tell us. But where the story ended with all of us going to jail, being arrested, and we never heard Eddie speak. We're going to get to meet him a bit more. We're going to find out more about him, what he's got going on, you know, his whole deal. I swear to God, there was a... Oh, it's out here. Okay. I thought it was the yellow crystal. You know, the upgrade to your gun. Oh, you bastard. Shoot me when my back's turned. But I think we're actually in a pretty good place story-wise, like how it could go. And then don't forget we had Peck pointing out on the map where basically Zetsubo no Shima was in the Pacific Ocean. So we got Group 9 stuff getting involved. Like, the story-wise, it could be really good. I think in order for them to make it really compelling is we would need some true characters, not just random operators that we get like 6 different quotes from every game that mean nothing to us. Then, in that case, like, they would be set up well and they could tell a really good story there. Other than that, like, it could be a good, it could look good, it could be good gameplay, it could be all that, but it won't be as compelling because we're just by definition, we're not going to be as invested as we could be because we don't give a shit about the characters because we don't know the characters. Not in any real way. Again, when Raptor 1 got kidnapped, we're like, oh, it was kind of a meme though. Like, nobody was really serious about it. It's like, oh, we gotta get Raptor 1 back. He's our guy. You know, he picks us up every time. Like, that's all we can. It was a joke because they didn't give us any characters to play. Like, so anyway. But I think, again, story-wise, we're actually in a good place. Sam's in the Dark Ether by herself. She's kind of... I mean, she's basically Superman. I mean, not quite that strong, but, you know, like, she's got these powers now, and she's really tapped into them, and she's incredibly strong. So, and then we're gonna meet Eddie. I'm hoping we're gonna get some of their side, like, that part of the storyline. And maybe, like, Peck. Like, more of Peck stuff, more, like, well, any Eddie stuff, really, because, we didn't get any story, really, with him yet. Other than we found out he was the director and he was, you know, kind of behind all of this stuff, but nothing personal, I mean. I want to see a mode where you can play. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants Vanguard again. Nobody wants Vanguard again. Literally, nobody wants Vanguard again. The developers don't want it, Activision doesn't want it, players don't want it, nobody wants Vanguard again. It was a disaster all the way around. I wouldn't worry too much about that. And that's like what they have planned for like their 2.0. My God, are they misguided in their thinking. I don't think they will be because they saw the reaction, you know, to Vanguard and just how bad that was. The whole Terra Maledicta, whatever that shit was, you know, called. It was just god-awful and nobody liked it. Same, get rid of Dark Ether. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's going to happen right now. Like, not for the next game, at least. It's just not. They could finish the story on Cold... We'll just call it Cold War Part 2. They could finish the story there, and then, you know, the next game after that, then move on. But it's coming in Cold War Part 2. It's virtually guaranteed. I want to see a mode where you can play as a Panzer. Okay. Peck returns 2024. Yeah, automatic weather change from night to day. That would be cool. Like that could actually be very cool. Dr. Peck returns 2024. Sam next Archon. Sam versus Peck for the next Archon. I mean, Peck's not. He's not strong enough. He's not that type of character. I mean, God knows what, you know. This is zombies, right? We're dealing with Element 115 and the Dark Ether and multiverses and blah, blah, blah. So they could literally do, you know, they could pull a Incredible Hulk, you know, he gets blasted by some gamma rays and all of a sudden he's super strong. And Sam could be in the Dark Ether trying to take over and, you know, make everything bend it to her will. She would have done it initially to try to make things good, and then she gets corrupted because she's in the Dark Ether, and as strong as she is, it's still blah, blah, blah. You guys get what I'm saying, right? So there's a lot of stuff that they could do. I just think they're in a good place as far as being set up for story. What they do with it, how they choose to tell it, you know, we'll see. I mean, it's the same with everything, right? Same with your favorite movies, whether it's the Avengers series or, you know, whatever else. They've set the table, they've set it well. What they do with it, we're just gonna have to wait, you know? But it's nice kind of going into it, like, I think they're in a better spot going into Cold War Part 2 than they were creating what we got in Cold War. So now is their chance to expand upon that and really kind of dig into the story. And again, to me, it could be really good. We'll see. We'll see. All of this is speculation, but that's part of the fun of it, right? Every year leading up to the reveal, well, one to the reveal, so then we get a little bit more of an idea. And then, of course, we have to wait until the actual release until we actually know what's going on. At the reveal, we think we know. I swear to God, there was a zombie standing in this room. Did you guys see that? Am I seeing things? Where are all these guys coming from? They're all just hanging out in the little zoo square here, and they like, hey, what's happening up there? I don't want to be left out. All right, let me have a sip here and check the chat. Yeah, I mean, it could be something like that, Big Nap, for sure. Which, again, I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to. I didn't really like him as a character that much. He was kind of a... I don't like sniveling... characters, they annoy me. I'm like, how much do I want you around? So, we'll see, though. Like, he was a villain, for sure. Behind the wall. Is that in here or the other one? I don't even know why I'm doing that. I don't need it. That's fine. Yeah, it'll be fun to see what happens to Sam. It'll be fun to see, you know, we'll get to meet Eddie again a bit more and see what he's really got going on and why, and does he remember stuff? Are they going to get together? Is Sam going to get some powers back from being in the Dark Ether and remember, you know, what happened basically, like, you know, with everything leading up to BO4 and the two of them together? Is that going to fit into the story? Like, that could be pretty cool. Like, that could be the ending, that, you know, trying to show him, you know, like, hey, we were sent back to do good, and, you know, there's the... We were spared, you know, they were the only two spared, so they could go on to have a life. They were just kids at the end of BO4. Like, that could be interesting. That could be fun. Thunder, what's up, man? Annoying ones are usually the best villains. He's not satisfied. He's a mad scientist. Yeah, I just, like, when they're annoying those, like, how much do I want them around? Than listening to their annoying shit. It's like... But yeah, I mean, obviously they make the good villains. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're set up in a pretty good way to tell their next story. So we'll see what happens. And again, we're just being casual here, taking our time and kind of strolling through. We're getting to these Easter eggs. I'm not in a rush. The stream would be an hour long if we just burnt through all this stuff. So we'll take our time. Decent little turnout early. I had 11 people watching at one point. That was kind of nice. We need fatter zombies? Why do we need fatter zombies? They'll be more representative of America at the moment, that's for sure. Are you guys Walking Dead fans, by the way? Like, I don't want Mule King. I used to be. I love the first 3 seasons. I think the first 3 seasons of that show were like some of the literal best television ever made. And then it slowly devolved into just a repetitive formula that I got beyond sick of, and I just literally I couldn't take it anymore. But they're completely set up now to they're doing like 3 or 4 spin-offs coming up from that show. You got the Rick and Michonne show. You've got Maggie has her own show with Negan, I think. Daryl's got his own show. Like, that's a lot of spin-offs, man. Like, AMC is like the Walking Dead channel, period. Like, do they have anything else going on? Oh. That's a 2024 storyline, but 2023 storyline is going to be linked to today's times, like probably Verdansk. Right, everybody in the world is skinny. Yeah, so you're right. I mean, it's hard when you start talking about this stuff not to go off on a tangent, and I am king of going off on tangents about what, you know, the future of zombies will be outside of just Outbreak, what we have coming later this year. But, you know, sticking to the topic at hand. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any predictions of what it necessarily will be. I have a whole lot of, this is what I think they didn't work, and I hope they fix it. More than I have, like, real suggestions. Other than, again, talking about the various scaling and stuff. Like, the story, though, there is no story in Outbreak, which is kind of a bummer. Do you think, okay, here's one. Do you think, because this is what they have, what they're doing next, as far as zombies goes, leading, you know, for a full year up into, oh my God, this could be so cool. All right, now I'm having a thought. Now I'm having a real thought. What if they take this opportunity to turn Outbreak 2.0, whatever we're going to call it, that's coming up this year. Oh my God, I can't. Come on, microphone, please fix for me, please, please, please. Please, there we go. Okay, leave it right there. What if they take this opportunity to, because again, we don't have any characters in this. I mean, does Sam play into the Outbreak stuff at all? Yeah, with Ravenov and getting the film and doing all that. But she's never, like, on the map, right? As far as I remember. Yeah. What they could do is make it very focused on what's coming in 2024 for that story. They could start telling... We could start making our way to wherever it is, you know, we're going. The problem is we don't have characters. So who is that? The only characters we really have are Eddie, who is not a playable character. We have Sam, who is technically not a playable character, although it was a skin that you could buy, which I did. And then you have the rest of them that are just the operators. We have, you know, Carver and Weaver, but we didn't ever play as those guys. They were just kind of people in our ears that were talking to us over there. But what if their story... I mean, they all got arrested, too. So, what if we're trying to break them out of jail? Or, like, that's the goal at the end of Outbreak 2.0, is we're making our way to get those guys to bust them out of jail, setting up what happens in Cold War 2, Part 2, the actual zombies round-based game. Could that be cool? I think you should hit that subscribe button. Okay. Which is kind of what I thought they were going to do anyway, as far as what was coming next for zombies, but I didn't have that in an Outbreak context. I thought that would be the next round-based stuff that they would do. At least I didn't think that's what they would do. I thought it was something that they could do that would be cool. That would work, you know, and be a good storyline type stuff. But what if they did that for the Outbreak? Or what if we... What if we had like a Pacific map, like Zetsubo? Because Peck was going over there. I mean, this is kind of the fun. Like, you can get carried away with what they might do, what they could do, and then when it actually comes out and it has nothing to do with all the shit that you wanted it to or thought, you know, it might have to do with, and you're like, oh, okay. Never mind. They might be too old, but sounds great. Who's too old? Now the Gulf War in 2024 zombies. Yes, a breakout would make perfect sense. Well, because at the end of Cold War, our guys all get arrested because Eddie, you know, had set us up, and we're all going to jail. Like all of our operators, Weaver, Carver, the characters that we played as, like, you know, whoever you played as to finish the game. It could be, you know, whoever. Where is this? Is it inside? So we're all going to jail, so we can get our guys out. Fire dog, random fire dog from nowhere. We also don't know how far in the future this next game will be set. You know, I mean, the 80s was the Cold War. It ended in the 80s, I should say. So if they're going to continue... I need to get up there somehow, don't I? Oh, I don't know how to get up there. Is there a ladder? Oh! Let me up on that. Why didn't you let me up on that, man? Alright, we're gonna lose the orb. We don't need it. It doesn't matter. It's already gone. Okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so are they gonna go, like... Will it be 5 years later? So what? The game... When did it technically take place? Was it 84 or 86? I don't remember. If it was 84, 89 was the fall of the Berlin Wall, right? But if it was 86, then that's 91. That was the start of the Gulf War. So it's not technically Cold War anyway, and I'm just calling it Cold War Part 2 because it's a sequel. It's going to be a direct sequel to what we had in Cold War. So what they actually call it, I have no idea. It doesn't really even matter. That's another one of those things, by the way. Like, I don't think the Zombies needs to reflect what's going on in the main game at all. Period. Except for the guns, because it makes sense that it's the same game, so it should have the same guns. Other than that, I flat out don't care. I kind of liked it. Well, not kind of. I liked it a lot better when it had nothing to do with the campaign or multiplayer or anything else. It was just zombies is zombies. But whatever. Need to put zombies in the DMZ map with the DMZ weapons. Whoa, gonna crash. I mean, that could be a thing too, like, because I mean, that would piss me off. I gotta be honest. If they just did like a DMZ thing, that would actually really bug me. I don't like the look of Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 3 is probably gonna look a lot like it. It's just, I don't like the way it looks. I don't want to be in that world all the time. Like, it would be a bummer to me. Almost there. Thank you, Dr. Strauss. Strauss got arrested too. I thought he was going to turn bad, but he didn't, so good for him. Where do I sneak it through? There's the one. And then the Tempest is going to pop up to my right over here. There he is. Don't hit me, because I'm too quick. Still too quick. Hey, 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 get off. There's some kind of glitch that speedrunners do on this that I don't understand, but you only have to do like one of them, or to pick them up, you only have to do one of them. It's a weird thing. I don't even know how it works. I've watched them do it, and the first time I watched it, I was like, what? How did they only deposited one canister. They only picked up one canister. Like, how are they done? So I don't know what the glitch is, and I watched it like a second time after that to try to like see what's going on, and I don't understand the glitch that they're doing. But instead of... No. Was it that one? No, not that one. It's the one with a... that I did actually last round where the rockets come down. Is that one? No, it's not that either. That's when you have to go pick them up, like from the two different locations. You have to pick them up and like bring them back. They figured out how to like glitch it so you only have to do one. It's like officially a part of the speedrunning stuff. But anyway. I love it, like it, so I'll take any Outbreak any day. Do you like DMZ, Kanoka? I mean, I know a lot of people are really digging it. A few of, Eric, I don't think he's here right now. He's really liking it. He's a subscriber here who's usually around, but he's really digging it. He was trying to get me to get into it, and I just don't care for Modern Warfare 2 though. It's just not my thing. So Cold War ended early 90s. I believe the Gulf War was soon after, so it makes sense. The breakout happens during Gulf War instead of 2023 zombies, whatever's going on. You are a DMZ fan? Oh, Big Nap's a DMZ fan too. Yeah, the Gulf War was 91, 100%. I'm positive of that. The first Gulf War was 91. I know that for certain. Exactly when the Cold War... I mean, because it wasn't an unofficial war, right? It was... Like, the coming down of the Berlin Wall was kind of the unofficial end. There was never an actual end to it. Because, again, it wasn't an official war. But I think, like, 89-ish was kind of, you know... Okay, that's all done now. Whatever that means. Do we need it? We don't need anything. Wait, we're on round 2. Yeah. Are we on round 3? Yeah, it's cool on the zombies, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, what all this stuff comes down to for me is, I think Outbreak, again, it's a ton of potential is there for a different type of mode. I don't mind them trying something different. I don't think zombies should just be Treyarch. I'm trying to let him finish. DMZ makes sense to a zombies fan. Yeah, they have it like basically Easter eggs, right? Too. So, like I would like it if I was Microsoft and China just approved the acquisition of Microsoft of Activision, by the way. EU approved it. They're appealing in the UK, and it still needs to go through the US, which should be next month, I think. The only thing I don't know about for sure is if the I forgot about this thing. If the UK says, nope, we're not approving it, I don't care what you say about the whole 10-year promise that you're making for cloud gaming and for whatever else, we're just not going to approve it. I don't know if they can just say, okay, well, you know what? We're not selling Call of Duty or any Activision Blizzard game in the UK. So, thanks very much. Sorry we couldn't work things out. But, you know, that's just the way it is, because we can sell it everywhere else in the world. So I don't know how that works. And it would be kind of a bold-ass move if they did, because there would be a lot of English people that would be quite pissed off if they couldn't buy Call of Duty anymore. What, do I have 3 of these guys under there? Holy cockballs. Look at them. 1 under each thing, too. Like, it's like they were always meant to be there. Jesus. That was funny. Yeah, the raid episodes and DMZ events are similar to Zombies Easter eggs. What about the train on Outbreak? They should start it up. Yeah, well, we don't even need to do this because I mean, I could do it for this one just to do it, but I mean, who cares? We're not really going to use this. There's one. There's another one. Oh! One more? I think it's inside. No, it's over here. It's on the outside. No, another one. Inside? Stop hitting me, please. There we go. God, I feel like I was in the middle of saying something or whatever, but I honestly don't remember what it was now. Do you guys remember what the hell I was talking about? Because I don't. We're not going to bother with the dragon. This is like one of these things. Like, that's the other thing about Outbreak, right? The main objective on each map, it was just so repetitive, and honestly, it's quite boring. And it's really got nothing to do with zombies type stuff. It's transporting things and collecting things is what it is, which is not exciting. And then, you know, they had the original 3 or 4 objectives that we got at launch, and then the new ones they put in were basically the same, but like slight variations on what we already have. So it never felt different. It was just like, oh, it's another fetch quest. And then the dragon stuff, like the rewards for that are not worth it in the end. Like if you're starting fresh, yes, of course. But like the little mini objectives, like there needs to be more mini objectives. And they don't need to be flat out just like, boom, here they are on the mini map. Like you can go there. They can be hidden away. They can be little things. They can be smaller things. They need to kind of infest each of their Outbreak 2.0 maps with little things. And again, that's why it needs to be designed for zombies. Little things around. Not major Easter eggs, not like crazy stuff. They don't have to be Easter eggs at all. It's just basically you're not labeling, here, come do this thing right now. And it's a very boring, stand there, get some kills, and then it goes away, you get a chest. That kind of stuff is just kind of boring. The transit map layout on an Outbreak zone would be dope. Okay, well, hopefully you have BO3 on PC, because in August there's a map coming out called Ve Victis, a custom map, which is, from my understanding, exactly that. It will take place on the transit map, and it is basically Outbreak on transit. So, August, Ve Victis. If you don't have it yet on Steam, you might want to check, because they're always going on and off sale. They just took it off sale on the 15th. I made a video about it last week that it was on sale. Like they had the game itself was on sale, the season pass was on sale, and Zombies Chronicles. You get all 3 for $55. It's amazing because it's normally $160 normally for all 3 of those, and it was on sale for $55. Well worth it, by the way. And custom zombies is, you don't have to buy anything extra. You don't have to do anything extra. You just go to the community page on Steam, and then you can find all the the custom maps. You don't have to pay for them. You don't have to do anything else. You'd have to do some kind of special download. You just download each individual map that you want for the custom stuff. But anyway, August, Ve Victus. It takes place on transit, and it's Outbreak. The train can take you back and forth to each mission. Yeah, I'm a PlayStation guy for now. Why am I stuck? Oh, because I'm in the car. It freaked me out for a second. I thought my game froze. I was going to be a little bit pissed. But it didn't, so I don't care. Whee! Nope. Nope. So it'll be kind of fun actually to see, because now that's coming in August, right? And then 2 months later, we're going to get Treyarch's version of their, you know, new updated Outbreak game. So we're gonna have like the fan version. Well, I mean this one fan's version anyway, like, you know, that person's idea. And then we're gonna see what Treyarch actually do with it. So it'll be kind of interesting to see like which one gets the better reception and why. Like how closely are they tapped into the fans and what we want. I mean, you guys feel free to tell me more things you would actually like to see. Like, I mean, you know, you can go wild as you like, but you know, what do you think would be actually good and is doable? Is the more, to me, interesting kind of stuff, because I mean, I could say I want Thor to be in the map now. You know, it's not gonna happen. They're not gonna. It's not gonna be Marvel characters or Superman or whatever. So soon I will be. Oh, PC, you mean? Yeah, okay. I don't know why like we can't get the Steam Workshop on console. Like the consoles are, at least the Xbox One is fairly advanced. I mean, I know that's been a thing they've talked about for a while. We finally were able to get Discord on consoles now. But I don't know why, like, especially... I don't know. Do you guys think... Here's one for you, because I think this needs to happen. I think they really need to... meaning Treyarch... need to do for whatever their next, you know, new game is called. Cold War Part 2, Black Ops 6, whatever they're going to call it. Doesn't matter. I think they really should open that up, have the source opened up like they did for BO3, so they can be new customs. Because as great as BO3 is, that's an old engine now, and they could do a lot better. You know what I mean? Like, they could do a lot better with this engine. It's way smoother. Anytime I say anything negative about BO3, people lose their friggin' minds. But like it does sometimes when you're turning, like you just want to do like a fine little adjustment turn, kind of here, like from here. I'll show you like more once we land in through this portal here. Like if you wanted to go from like that thing to that thing, right? This is pretty smooth. When you're in BO3, it can sometimes feel like you're on skates and you just kind of slide over to like, oh, no, you can't adjust to the middle part, like a fine adjustment. It's just a little bit slippery, like it doesn't feel good. Again, it kind of feels like you're on ice. So that, it's a minor thing, but, you know, I love slide hopping, getting around the map. It's great, it's fast, it's fun to do. I mean, it's, you know... You're not sitting there going, wee, the whole time, but you know what I mean? Like, it's fun enough in that sense to do a thing, you know? A chopper with guns. BO3 on a Cold War engine would be dope. Yeah, I mean, imagine that. I just kind of want to see what, you know, like, what they would do with a new engine and upgraded everything. Oh, so we're on round... I gotta keep in mind, we're on round 3 now. What did I just pick up? I didn't want that. So we have to find... Where is the... Oh, I know where it is. Okay, never mind. Oh, Jesus Christ! I heard him at the last second. I was like, oh no! Imagine turning around, like you wake up in the middle of the night because you think you hear something. You go out to your kitchen, you're looking around like, what is that? And all of a sudden you hear this behind you, and you turn around and you see a goddamn mimic standing there. Forget the Babadook. That'd be way scarier. If you guys played this when this first came out, you remember how difficult everybody thought Holdout was? Like by round 5, like, oh my god, it's impossible. It's so hard, and then you kind of just figure things out, and it's just like, oh, it's actually pretty easy. But this used to be a legit challenge, and when you were trying to do that Dark Ops exfil round 10, after round 10 thing, it's like, dude, if you get Holdout after round 5, man, you are so screwed. You better hope you don't get that. But it's like everything in these games, like, this Easter egg is so hard, that one's so, like, it's nearly impossible, this and that, whatever. And then you just play. Everything is just practice. The more practice you get into, it's like, oh, it's not that bad. It's actually kind of fun. That's why when it's so easy to start off with, like, it feels like, again, this game's like, hey, we're going to reward all those kids that have grown up getting participation trophies for everything. That's Cold War Zombies to me. There's very little challenge in any of it. It's like, we don't want to make anybody feel bad. Everybody has to be able to do it. What are you doing there? Well, he's just stuck. That zombie's just hanging out. Okay, that's that. I think they should take another step or two at least toward making it BO3 level difficult, and I'd be happy, I think, with that. I just don't want another Cold War level. It's gonna be too dull. It's gonna be over too soon. And I like getting into, like, again, me and Glitching Queen just found that whole, I mean, we didn't find it, like, it was found, like, the Dempsey Sparkle Twinkle rocket thing, and we figured out how to solve it and, like, how to actually make it happen and all that. It's like a, you know, it's a 7.5-year-old map, and we're like, oh man, it's so much fun to dive in there and just kind of really figure this out. How do you exactly trigger it? What is it? All that kind of stuff, and it was just so cool. So for me, I like having, where's the mangler? Oh, there he is. Heard him talking. Ooh. Just got some bad audio there for a second. That was rough. I just learned no one respects what is easy. I mean, you don't, because if it's... I was about to make a very crude joke. I think I'll refrain from that. Because when it's too easy, what did you earn? What did you do to get that? I mean, did you literally just show up and then it's like, oh, okay, everybody here got it? I didn't have to compete for anything. I had to do nothing special. I just showed up and here you go. Okay, I mean... There is a genuine sense of accomplishment, though, when you are able to complete some of these Easter eggs, you know, like stuff... I mean, the first time I completed Origins, for example, I was just like, oh my god, I'm a real Zombies player now. Like, that was difficult, and it's challenging, there's a lot of stuff to do, and blah, blah, blah. But whatever, like, I did it, and it's awesome, and it's so cool now that I've done it. And again, over time, things become easy because of, you know, the amount of practice you have. You understand what's going on the map. You understand the enemies that are coming up. It's learning. It's practice and learning and getting better. When you can do that right off the rip, there's nowhere to go. There's no improvement to be made. So you ultimately feel no sense of accomplishment. It's like doing a game on, like, extra easy mode. Like the story mode, and you're doing it on extra easy. It's like, well, all right. I mean, if you're 3 years old, sure, and it's your first video game. But if you are, you know, trying to enjoy a game, like, I don't understand what level of enjoyment you're getting out of that. What did you do to accomplish anything? Whatever. So again, the best thing that Cold War Zombies did was it did bring in a lot of new players. They need to bump it up though. They can't leave it the same. And if they do, I think they'll start to see like a mass exodus of players during the year, because it just won't be anywhere near challenging enough. It won't be engaging enough. So they'll just leave. So we'll see what happens. Now that they've got them in, they can kind of lead them to a little bit more difficult, a little bit more difficult, a little bit more difficult. Which kind of felt like they were doing in Cold War's like round-based maps a little bit. And then we got Forsake, because I mean Mauer is probably the hardest. I think it's fair to say, right? Round-based map in Cold War. I mean, the steps are, there's more steps. They're more involved, and then the boss fight is the hardest round-based boss fight. It's not as hard as Legion, but it's the hardest round-based boss fight that we got. And then we got Forsaken, which was the easiest fucking thing ever. That's the reason why they added camos and ranked to different games. Hardcore and core zombies. Yeah. But if you have, like... They can't be rewarded the same, though. Like, if you do it on the easy level, so to speak, it's like, great, now graduate and go earn the calling card or earn the achievement or whatever it is that they're going to give you. Like, you don't get anything for it. You beat it. You beat it on easy mode. But you don't get to have the achievement or the calling card, like I said, or whatever it is. It's like, now, now you're practicing, now go step up to the real level and see how you do. All right, let's pop through this thing. I get so nervous doing this step, by the way. I'm so nervous of missing these stupid little portals. Okay, okay. Don't go too fast, don't go too slow, because this is timed. Reward should be different. 100%. I don't think it should even be rewarded. Maybe like, hey, way to go. Now do the real one. Like, that should be a reward for doing the casual version. We're gonna fly right through it. Ooh. Fuck. Oh. Just clipped that with the back of my ass. Okay. This last one's always a long go. If you pull, that's the thing, if you miss, you gotta go another round and do it again. Like, you don't get a chance to retry it. I get so nervous during that step, man. Just of missing it. Is the glitch still happen when you land without? I didn't pull. I didn't pull my parachute. Did they change that?
Take compromise the beacon. We've been waiting.
Alpha Omega, a Mauer. Just boss fight difficulty. What's harder? Ooh. And you unlock veteran modes like that in MW2 raid episodes now. Okay. That's a good one, Thunder. For me, I had more trouble with Alpha Omega. For me personally, I don't know if I would say that it is definitely hard. Yeah, actually, I think so, because it's a way tighter arena in Alpha Omega. Like, all the spaces, regardless of the boss fight itself, you've got the never-ending waves of zombies that are coming at you in Alpha Omega, and it's so narrow. It's literally, there's room for one person basically to be there. So if you're you're trying to train zombies behind you, if some pop up in front of you, and like, you gotta get kills. You're not making it through, like, just evading them and running around. And in Mauer, I picked the thing up, right? I don't like that there's no HUD. I'm pretty sure I picked it up. I'm not even gonna look. La 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 la. Yeah, so in that sense, it's definitely harder. The actual boss, I mean, again, I had more difficulty with the Alpha Omega. I don't know that everybody necessarily would. But just because of the arena itself being as limited as it was, like, space-wise, I think definitely Alpha Omega is harder. Because Mauer, in each of those locations, you can just run around. You know what I mean? The mannequins in Alpha Omega boss fight are creepy. They are, yes. Yeah, you did. Oh, Big, you talk about me having trouble with Alpha? I definitely did. I hated that boss fight, man. And I didn't like the map, so I was just kind of like, okay, I'm done. Like, I don't want to come back to this. It's not enjoyable. I don't want to go back and do it again. I'll go back and do the Voyage Easter egg. Sure. I like that one. I like that one a lot. I'll go back and do 9. That one's great, too. Voyage? I mean, Alpha? Like, nah. I have no desire. Like, I don't want to go back to any of those maps. If I was to go back to any of them, I would choose Tag to go back and play. Of the Ether Crew maps. Not talking overall for BO4, but just for the Ether Crew maps. It would be Tag. And I don't love that one. Like, that Easter egg is kind of, with the orb and going and chasing that around, like, I don't know, I didn't care for it that much. Carrying piss bottles down, you gotta do the different challenge stations, and it's just kind of all, I don't know. It was cool, though, to finish it when you go through, you know, it's not really a boss fight, you're following an orb and trying to stay alive in it. It was cool, it's hectic and kind of scary, and like, oh my god. And then getting the cutscene for yourself is, you know, again, it's pretty cool.
Come in.
And I find the other guys really trash talk funny.
Your team must head to the area near the sanatorium. I will explain further when they arrive.
You guys see that, right? Like, that's how we're kind of like the portal in between worlds, like folded in and around itself. The theory about the universe itself, by the way, is that it's not just like forever expanding out, that it's kind of wrapping around. So eventually the skies, I mean, it's also things are separating pretty quickly. So there's going to come a point in time where you can literally see no stars in the night sky. You won't see anything else because everything's going to be so spread out. But it also could wrap back around in on itself, and kind of things could start, you know, banging off of each other. You should give the BO4 gauntlets another shot. Yeah, I wasn't done with them. I just was focusing on something else at the time and not really streaming over here. And again, this is the last stream this week on YouTube. Like, my streams, again, pinned at the top of the chat is my channel over at Twitch. All the streaming I'm going to be doing from now on will be over there. Still making videos for YouTube, still making shorts for YouTube, all that kind of stuff. But my live streams are going to be over there. Let me get this real quick. I don't know why I even care. But yeah, Thunder, I'm definitely going to go. I'll do more of those. I had fun doing them. Which one did we did Voyage, right? Did I try another one? I think we hopped into another one too, but I don't remember which one. It's hard when you don't know what's coming up in the gauntlet. It's like really hard when you don't know what's coming up. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It's not a bad mode. I mean, like, it's one of those kinds of things that really, for me, is really only there to get you through the lean times of, like, you did the Easter eggs that came out for that map, and then you got to wait a couple of months or 3 months or whatever it is until a new map comes out. So, like, you hop on and do that. Plus, it is just a challenge. You help yourself get better at playing the game. Stupid Essex on, like, round 25. You can't pack a punch it. Ugh. That's a nightmare, though. Lock onto the back of the ship there.
If they're alive, we'll get them round off. That's my word. Team, 5 mega scientists. Once they're secure, we'll radio round
No,
one
we were supposed to. Why are you spawning now? Oh wait. Okay, so this is the box that we need later for the bunny. This is what's fun. Okay, that's fine. We'll do this. Might as well, since we're here. Oh, good boy. Oh, we're definitely gonna grab that. Okay. You already got death perception. Jesus Christ. My throat just like completely closed up on me as soon as I went to talk. What's up, Eric?
Fucking fun with this.
Good to see you, man. Been a busy few days at work. Sorry, I missed someone. Dude, you're good. You're good. You're good. How we doing? Good. I will tell you, like, I played Dead Island again on Wednesday. Streamed it for like maybe an hour, and then I switched over to. I think I ran through a quick run of D Machina. I don't like that game. Dead Island is what I'm saying. Dead Island 2 specifically. I don't care for it. The combat I do not like, and it's a combat game. And it doesn't feel good, and it's... I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. So, and by the way, nobody was watching it either. So, not going to be streaming that again for sure. I'll try to play offline. I mean, not offline, just not on stream. At some point, I'm sure I'll get a little bit like bored and have nothing to do and be like, where did he just get launched to? Where did he go? Did you see that? It'd be hilarious if all of a sudden he came crashing down right now. That's a shame. But yeah, I don't care for it. Did you see him go flying, Kanoka? Was I making that up? I mean, maybe he just disappeared. I thought he went flying, though. Oh, look at that boy. How'd you get behind? Ah! Peekaboo. That wouldn't let me jump up there. Can I please? Thank you. Here you go, buddy. Open, open. What I used to say to Rusty. Open. Spit it out. Nope, spit it out. Good boy. Okay. Pop this. Chow, chow. I thought I got rid of my my death machine and I was gonna be pissed. I was gonna be super pissed. Because I want that for the boss. For Big Tree that we're fighting. Okay, I can triple path this now. Let's just go. We know where the bunny's gonna spawn. We just go to the helicopter here in a minute. We definitely need to, before we go into the boss, make sure we have full armor. We're probably gonna lose most of it on the trip over there, just escorting the whatever you call it, the little carriage thing. No, I have death perception, so I'd be able to see whatever cases were here. Okay. La 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 la.
Tag them.
Pop that in. Okay, let's go. Hey, fellas. Wham, 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 wham. Let's go see if there's anything good on the roof for us. Like, maybe we'll get a good drop from something. By the way, I appreciate all you guys that have turned up today. Coming out. I am excited about Outbreak 2.0. And again, I'm really, really, really trying to kind of not be excited about it because I just don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to have another Vanguard situation. And while I certainly don't think they're going to do anything that bad again, if it is just, I mean, I'm telling you right now, I'll play the hell out of it, kind of regardless. It's going to be new zombies content. When Vanguard first came out, I mean, I was grinding 5 hours a day, every day on stream. I'm not even going to bother with that thing. Just because it was new zombies content. And, you know, I quickly got to the point with that, and like, well, not quickly, it was like 3 weeks of 5 hours a day. Like, there's nothing to do on that game. Like, there was no point in being there and doing that, so I had to give it up. But there'll be some kind of boss fights. There's gonna be some stuff, you know, like to explore and do. It's gonna be challenges. If anything will be as good as the Legion boss fight, I don't know. You know, but there'll be different ways to, you know, try to tackle it. Find that's something I am gonna really focus on coming up for this new game is, you know, trying out different weapons. You guys know, or maybe you don't know, for the Legion boss fight at least. I think it's a little bit the same way for the one we're about to do. This boss fight, the tree. What's his name? Orda. I think it's a bit the same. It's not completely the same, though. If you bring a wonder weapon in to the boss, it's way harder for the Legion boss fight. And then something like the... well, really just kind of using any regular weapon. It's better if it's ranged weapon. Like, the shotguns don't work great. You can do it with shotguns, but it doesn't work great. But, like, the Diamante pistols on the Legion boss fight are actually really good. And the Diamantes in general, triple pap, you know, dual wield, like, good weapons. So I'm going to be trying to find, like, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I can't imagine that they wouldn't give us some boss fights. I mean, could you imagine? If they do that, then we'll know, like, that things were really rushed and we didn't get the proper mode that we were supposed to get. I'm really kind of sick of games launching that are incomplete. Like, just take your time and finish it, please. Can you please just finish it? Don't go by some set date that you promised the shareholder that you would get it done by. Finish your game. There should be a Team v Team mode in Zombie. The team should be Team Teddy Bear vs Team Zombie Bunny. That's actually pretty good. That would actually be pretty goddamn funny, man. The Teddy Bears versus the Blue Bunnies, Mr. Peaks. We could have Fluffies against Notsos for the dog.
Unfortunately, you're missing a component. And a serial orb. Find one and bring it to the bridge. Is slightly modified recon rover waiting for you. Please hurry. Omega shuts down. They will not leave the job finished.
Dr. Jäger, what he lacks in bravery, he makes up for.
Ravenoff now vouches for this guy who we now know.
Yes.
We need to locate the orb.
Total piece of
Yeah. Device and the scientist who made it.
Got a vest? I want a vest. Okay, so now there's 3 spots where this orb can spawn in. One over here at the spa, so we'll check that. I should have taken the jump pad. Why didn't I take the jump pad? That's my fault. I think it is there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw it. Yep, there it is. Where's the bridge? There? Shoot it that way.
Modify previous encounters ready to go on. The orb will go wherever you choose. Almost as if they had a...
Oh my god. Little armor. I just need a vest. I mean, I can afford to buy it. It's not a big deal. So where does it go from there? Let's go. Oh, on top of there. I see it. Okay. Fire dogs. Fire dogs. So many gosh darn fire dogs. Explode, explodes. That's something I hope, honestly, this is one of my biggest pet peeves of just playing Outbreak a lot. Just the sheer amount of hellhounds that just sneak up behind you and explode all the time is just so annoying, man. Just take that part out completely. Not completely necessarily, but in a big way, please. All right, we'll shoot it one more time and it should stay. I think it stays. Like, I don't think it does. Does this thing reset? I don't think I've ever tried to see if it will reset. Might as well go shoot it back all the way over to the rover then, because I honestly don't know that if it resets or not. Pop that over. Now let's go get our bunny. And I definitely refill my armor. That's the only thing hard about this boss, doing the Orda boss fight in Outbreak, is that there's no, like, you can buy ammo over there, but there's no pack-a-punch thing over there. There's no perks, so like you're going in with whatever you had. There's no armor stations, none of that. So, oh, it's over here. Why did I park the thing there? What am I doing? It's kind of the only hard thing because, you know, the zombies are moving really fast when on your way over there, and they definitely take, you know, a lot of your armor off. If you get lucky, you'll get some armor drops and, you know, a vest maybe, but it's definitely not guaranteed. And you're moving in that bubble, so you kind of have to stay in it. You can't, you know, pop out of it too much. Oh, thank you. That was super simple. Oh my god. Oh, and he just gave me armor. Pick it up. I want it. Get it every time. I don't know why, but that was always a little storyline thing that always bugged me. Is like, because we've done these orb things a bunch of times, and you get the free points from shooting it. And then the whole, this orb seems different. It's almost childlike. Like, the fuck are you talking about? It's almost childlike. Like, they really horseshoed in, go get the bunny, you know, for this thing. Like, okay. This will be the bait the orb needs to stay in the rover. Like, okay. You guys see the Mortal Kombat 1 trailer? I have not, although I mean, I haven't seen any of those movies, so.
It won't go into the cage. Isn't that just great?
We must find something
Infected target moved.
I saw the Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 trailer. I love those movies, man. Well, I like the first one, and then 4 through whatever they're at now. 2 and 3, not my bag. But I cannot wait for that movie this year. Oh, shit, I actually meant to... You know what? It's not going to do anything, right? Right? I can go. I don't even know why I'm bothering with this. It's not necessary. It's just I wanted to do it, so now I want to do it. It's really not necessary. Whatever. Bear with me. Fast and Furious 10. Yeah, I mean, I always say I really enjoy that series. You know, it's goofy fun, and it is. But what I really mean to say is I like 5, 6, and 7. 8 I saw and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like it you know, was obviously it was right in line with what they've been doing. But it was kind of like, oh, I think I might be done with it now. I just didn't dig it that much. It was fine. It just wasn't, you know, whatever. Just wasn't doing it for me anymore. So I didn't see 9. And I probably won't go see 10 either. But from what I understand, this is supposed to be like meant as like there's going to be a 10, 11, and 12, and that's it. Like that's what they set up in this. It's supposed to be like it's meant as a like a three-parter. The video game. Oh no, I haven't seen it. Is it a like just a remaster of Mortal Kombat? Or is it like are they starting fresh, like a rebooting of the series? Nothing comes from behind you over here, I don't think. Felt like, it sounded like I was getting hit, but it was just the thing bumping into me, I guess. Okay, I need to pay attention. Oh, go off! That's what I wanted. That's why I got you. I don't like these guys. All the flying things, like the Tempests, and I don't even remember what those things are called. I don't like those things. Those enemies in this game bug me. What did you drop? I'll take it. It's a remake, remaster, or whatever. Drop me some armor, bastard.
Ready to detect.
Where did you come from? I just looked over there. I'll check it out. Yeah, see, the only bad thing is, like, look at our armor situation now. Like, we were full when we started. It's the only thing about this boss fight. You can buy ammo, but no other perks, no pack-a-punch, no more armor. I mean, you can, you get some kills over here, and hopefully they drop you some stuff, which they probably will. But it's the only thing that makes it a little bit difficult. I really enjoyed Outbreak. I hope they make the progression difficulty a little bit more linear. Yeah, I was just talking about that earlier, Eric. We're kind of going over what I hope happens, because I think Outbreak has, again, I'm repeating myself, but there's new people showing up. It has a lot of potential. It's not. It certainly wasn't the best thing that had ever happened to zombies at the time, but it was different, and it was again, those kind of loaded with potential. I don't like the objectives, how they just repeat. It's the same crap over and over and over. And even the different objectives feel basically the same. So, you know, also the maps not being designed for zombies. It was just, you know, reused fire team stuff. Just, you know, basically multiplayer stuff. So, we'll see. I'll be super pissed if what we actually get is like a rushed version because they needed to add something because they realized there's a very real possibility, by the way, that they realized, hey, we're just calling this Modern Warfare 3, although it's really not. And it's basically just DLC for Modern Warfare 2, and we're charging $70 for it. So they might literally have just felt like, hey, we need to add more. Why did that blow up right on me? No armor for me anywhere? Whatever. Let's pop one of these. Forgot I had monkeys. Here we go. After all that, I mean, I used it for on the way over, but I didn't use it in the boss fight. My shotgun. And I never got any armor drops. But I think it's pretty much that one. This one too is definitely harder when you bring a wonder weapon into it. But yeah, I mean, I'll be. If they give us a rushed version of this, which kind of Outbreak, it wasn't rushed per se, but they did use just what they already had to kind of throw a zombies version into the game as well. I mean, I think they had been planning it for a while, but the objectives themselves, I don't think were particularly well thought out. They could have done a better job, is all I mean to say. And again, but it's their first attempt at it. So it's kind of like, you know, IW Zombies, I think was pretty great as is. But that was their first attempt, man. They could have had a second go at that and made it like, oh my god, good. But, I mean, I guess we're never going to know. I don't think they're going to get another chance. But the one thing I am kind of heartened by is that maybe they're kind of realizing, like, hey, you know, it's a good idea if we have zombies in our Call of Duty games still, like maybe in more than just Treyarchs. All right, should I do the Legion boss fight? It seems like people have left and we're done for the day. It's Friday, it's 5 p.m. on the East Coast. People are like done with work. I'm not mad about it. It's all good, I understand. I mean, we can, you know, again, this is just kind of my last stream on YouTube. I'm still streaming, still making videos and doing whatever, so we'll be on Twitch next week. And I think we kind of talked out what Outbreak 2.0, like what we think and what we hope will happen, as much as we were going to. Like, I'm just... I'm getting excited about the idea of it, like what it could be. And the more I think about what it could be, the more nervous I get thinking, did they simply just rush this out because, again, Modern Warfare 3 that we're getting is just going to be an extension of what we have this year, which is, as we know, it's not been the most well-received Call of Duty ever. The sales are kind of bad, especially when you consider this as a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, which did really well. At the top of the chat. Uh-oh. Are we lagging? Oh, I just got a no data, but now it's back to excellent. Okay, that's weird. How many zombies kills you got on Outbreak? Total? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Do they break it down that much? How do you... Oh, barracks. Combat record. Right? And then you do zombies. I have 32 days played. 110,000 eliminations with my Hauer. 56,000 with my M16. 41,000 with the Gallo. Total kills 611,000. We might actually get to 1 million at some point. That's another Dark Ops challenge, by the way. But yeah, it doesn't tell you how many you got on the different modes, though. I have no idea how many I have. I hate how my Modern Warfare... I hate how Modern Warfare 2019 did well that ruined the vibe for BO4. Well, I didn't really care for... I don't really care for multiplayer anymore. I just don't like what they've done with it. It doesn't... I don't enjoy it anymore. That's why I'm saying, like, if a Call of Duty comes out that does not have zombies in it, I'm not buying it anymore. I'm just not going to. So, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. Most eliminations in one game was 11,672. That must have been my round 95. When I had that stupid glitch. The ray gun glitch. Oh my god. Should we try to burn through the Legion boss fight? You guys, you want to even... Should we do that? Or are you guys done for the day? You tell me. Doesn't matter to me, but tell me right now, and I'm going to run to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back. So we either end the stream, or we'll try to burn through Legion quickly. Okay, we'll do it then. No, we are not bringing a ray gun into the boss fight. Players trying to get me killed. All right, make sure you drop a like, by the way, if you're here. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that button too. I would appreciate it. Blah, 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 blah. I was gonna just say something. I swear I was. I don't remember what, but I was going to say something. I'm sure it was going to be very wise and insightful. Probably would have blown your minds. But that's gone now. So what are you going to do? Okay. Oh, Lord. I'm right down to the end. Like, can you see it? Like, where it's real dark down here? That's where the coffee grinds are. I'm so mad when that happens. Oh, we got a couple more likes on the thing. I love it. Thank you, guys. I love the challenge of bringing the ray gun to the boss fight. M16 gets a bit boring. Yeah. That's true.
Welcome back, strike team. Let's go get him.
Hoorah! Yay! Let's go!
Nearby. That crystal accelerating theory infestation is there.
I always have a little bit of an issue every time where I just finished a game doing this, and then I start a new game when I think I'm still, like, I still have all my perks, right? And I'm still pack-a-punched and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, no, you are not. And you better remember that, or else you're gonna get yourself hurt. Oh, well, there's our secondary.
Ready to fight.
Are you on the PS5? No, I do have this on PS5, and I actually played through what we just played through, the Orda boss last night on PS5. But right now, I prefer to play on Xbox. I just like the controller better. But something I noticed, you guys can, I actually wanted to ask you guys this at the beginning of the stream, and because I was just going to leave it, I had it plugged in still, like loaded up as kind of the console that was ready to go, rather than switching. I mean, it's literally pulling one wire and putting another wire in. It's not that big a deal. But when I first loaded it up, you know how there's the content packs, or at least there used to be content packs, and there was all kinds of issues with like the colors and stuff on like the zombies' faces. It got like this rainbow kind of sheen, like pixelated kind of thing, like that was going on after one of the updates or whatever at some point. And I had that on the PS5 last night, and I went in and they don't have the content packs anymore. It's just, are you downloading zombies? Are you downloading Dead Ops Arcade zombies? Are you downloading multiplayer? Are you downloading campaign? And they didn't have the individual content packs, whereas like the HD content pack, the high-res content pack, which is all you had to do to get rid of that pixelating weirdness, was to get rid of that, like the high-res pack, whatever it was, on the Xbox at least. But when did they get rid of the individual content packs on PlayStation? Or did they never have it? Was that just Xbox? Because I don't remember it anymore. I don't know, because generally I like to play on... I have the game on both consoles, but I prefer the Xbox. I just like the controller better, and that's... your actual physical contact with the game is the controller, so whatever controller feels better for me. Although the new... the Edge DualSense with the paddle things in the back, I actually do like. And when I was playing through Hogwarts Legacy on the PS5, I actually got very comfortable with it, and it felt very natural and good. But there is a... every time I switch over, whether I'm going from... it doesn't matter which one I'm going to, it's just leaving one and switching to the other. There's always a bit of an adjustment period for me. It's not, it's not the end of the world. It's not crazy, but I just prefer Xbox controllers. I have the Elite with the paddles on the back. I want to see a map where the zombies are North Koreans. Oh, okay. Yeah, with Kim as the big boss. Oh, God. Okay. That was weird. All right. Let me ask you guys this. You tell me, and like legit, how much do you care about Call of Duty games having a campaign? Is it really important to you if they if a game was coming out that you were kind of on the fence on from what you'd seen, like the trailers of and all that, and it didn't have a campaign? Would you be like, you know what, that's what's tipping me over the edge, and I'm not gonna get it because of that? Because for me, I flat out don't care. I mean, I've streamed, and I've even gone back and streamed like the older games too, like BO1, BO2, stuff like that. even the ones I've enjoyed, like I think actually one of the best campaigns, to my mind, is actually Advanced Warfare, which I thought was actually pretty good. It was a good story, and I liked the missions for the most part. Other than that, though, I flat out don't care. Like normally, I do it just to stream it one time so everybody can see it, and I never go back and replay a campaign. I don't think I've ever gone back and replayed any campaign in Call of Duty ever. I don't even play the campaign anymore. Rather, they focus on DMZ, Warzone, and zombies. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter to me at all. And I know there's story stuff, and it's like, hey, you know, this operator, but when they're operators, they're not characters. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I mean, and honestly, if I didn't have the channel, I probably wouldn't have played the last 2 or 3 campaigns. Like BO4 didn't bother me. It didn't have a campaign. Like, I don't care. Don't care at all. Doesn't make one bit of difference to me. Like, if it's good, then cool. Like, I think the 2019 campaign, like, it wasn't bad. That was fine. But at the same time, don't give a shit. It doesn't matter to me that it had a campaign. CoD campaigns are okay, but nothing like the old Halo campaigns. I've only ever played one Halo campaign. I've been playing Halo Infinite with friends since it came out, basically, because it was free to download, just the multiplayer. The only other time I played Halo was Halo 5, and I just didn't understand. I was a Call of Duty person for multiplayer, and I flat out didn't understand the combat system and why the starting pistol seemed to be so strong, and I would get one-shot headshot, and like my rifles were doing nothing, and it took like a million shots to get kills unless you got a headshot, and then it was like insta-kills on Halo 5, and it's just like, I don't know what this is, but I don't like it. I don't know what's going on, I don't understand it. I was like, F this game, I'm done. But I played that campaign, I couldn't tell you one single thing that happened in it. Because I don't remember, and I mean, I know who Master Chief is. I mean, he's, or she, I don't know. So I don't really know who Master Chief is, but I know the name. It's, it's Master Chief that you're playing as, but what that means overall, I have the foggiest. Campaign is the worst. I heard now, like since then, I have heard that Halo 5 is actually really, in general, campaign, multiplayer, everything about it was not a good Halo. So I don't feel so bad about not enjoying it. Not that I really feel bad. Although, like the other day, like again, I streamed, Dead Island 2 on Wednesday, like the part 2 of my... Wait, are we lagging again? Are you guys seeing everything okay? Did we lag for a second there? Because lately I keep getting, you have no data going through, and then I have excellent connection, like from 1 second to the next. And now I'm not getting enough, it says. Are you guys even still there? Can you hear me? And now I have negative viewers again. How is this possible, YouTube? This is why I'm leaving YouTube streaming. I don't think you guys can even hear me anymore. My internet's fine, so I don't know what... Excellent connection again. Are you guys hearing me? Is there anybody here? Did it completely drop and you guys just left? Thunder's here. Okay. Did it lag for you for a minute there? I have -2 concurrent viewers at the moment. There's -2 of you here. How that is possible, I have no idea. Okay, I'm just gonna continue and we'll just hope that it did lag. Okay. I mean, it's possible. I have AT&T. It's certainly possible that it just dropped out for no reason whatsoever there for a minute. Normally when that happens, though, I will get disconnected from the game itself, because if you're not... This is all online, so if you're not receiving data, it usually ends the game. So I don't know what's going on. I think it's more of a YouTube issue than it is a me issue. So it's possible we don't make it to the end of this, but we'll try. The thing that really kills me, though, and this has happened the last 2 times I've streamed. I mean, of me getting negative... we're at -3 viewers at the moment. How can you have -3 viewers? How is that a thing? I have less than nobody here. YouTube's broken, man.
Smoke check. Get up. Lights out.
I need to finish this holdout, and then I'm gonna check something, and then we'll decide whether or not we're staying.
Jerk.
Okay. I mean, it looks alright to me.
Major. Dimensional gateway closed.
Affirmative. Infestation spread and contain. Until next time.
Anomaly located. Ready when you are.
Okay, I mean, it looks alright to me when I go to my channel to watch. I don't know. And then the actual stream itself, what I see, this has been happening for weeks now, is like 3 minutes behind. And I go to refresh it, and then it catches up, and now it's going to keep lagging back and back and back and back, and getting me again to like minutes behind. Alright, I'll do this for, I don't know, we'll just give it a shot and see what happens. I kind of don't care about like if we complete this now or not. I'm just gonna start burning through it, because I don't know if anybody's even here anymore. It still says I have -3 viewers. YouTube's been fucking up lately. Like it dropped the playoff game the other night on YouTube TV, and that same night you couldn't upload anything. And the day before that happened, that's when I got my first time ever. Like, you have negative amount of viewers, which is literally not possible. You can't have less than 0 people watching. If nobody's watching, it keeps lagging. Yeah, and it's not me. I mean, I just checked my internet. My internet's okay. And I don't want to keep this up, like, just as a video that somebody might check out at some point, just to have it be all laggy and horrible looking. So I'm really kind of feeling like we ought to just call it a day.
Corpse down.
What do you think, Thunder? I think we should just call it, if it's going to be like this. And if it's just going to keep lagging, like, I don't want... It's annoying, and then anybody that tunes in, like, oh, somebody's streaming Outbreak? That's cool. I want to check that out. I haven't played Outbreak in a while. And then they hop on to check it out and go, this channel's fucked. Yeah, you know what? We'll just leave it there. I'm sorry that the last stream, but this is why I'm leaving. This is the perfect example of why I'm leaving. Streaming on YouTube. Again, still be making videos. Keeps lagging. Okay. Yeah, we're calling it there. This is a big reason why. One is stuff has just been messed up lately. It's impossible to find people streaming on YouTube. Well, it's not impossible. You guys have obviously found me, but it's very difficult. It's not... YouTube is a platform that is not conducive to streaming. They don't have everything set up for it. They have it set up for videos, which makes sense, but it's not a good platform for streaming anymore, if it ever was, really. Also, this whole, again, earlier this week, they dropped the NBA playoff games. You couldn't upload videos. They don't get back to you very fast unless, you know, I mean, even if you've got 1 million subscribers, I don't know how much faster they get back to you. And this whole thing, the last couple times we've streamed here, this whole, you have negative viewers. Now, it seems like just a funny little bullshit thing. Like, what does it matter? Obviously, you don't have -3 people watching. Like, how is that even possible? It's not possible. But it messes with your numbers, and it messes with your watch time, and it messes how much... YouTube, like when they're looking at the analytics, like, are we even going to bother trying to drive people to this guy's channel because the numbers are just terrible, like the overall view time and the average view duration, how many people are chatting, like all this stuff really matters as far as how much they're going to promote your streams and your channel. And if you look at, like, for the last, how long is this? The last 15 minutes, we've been in negative numbers of viewers, people here watching. It's literally not possible, and it brings down my numbers. Okay. All right, we're going to leave it there. I'm sorry that this ended up being the last stream over here, but again, this is the perfect example of why I'm not doing it on YouTube anymore. It's just, it's terrible. YouTube trolling, I mean, you're not even kidding, dude. And we actually, you know, for a Friday and for the size of my channel, what I typically get, and for streaming Outbreak, which is, you know, then the numbers we were getting were good, and we had some new people here hanging out too. Like, whatever. Okay, like I said, the link at the top of the chat is my Twitch channel. You can follow over there. It doesn't cost you anything to follow over there. You can turn on notifications, which would be great, so you know when I'm going live. It's frozen again over here. Fuck it, I'm done with YouTube. Well, I'm done streaming on YouTube. Twitch is the GOAT. I mean, it can't be worse, right? Thunder, have a great weekend. Play as Eric, everybody that was here, if you're still here. I mean, I don't think anybody is. Kanoka, everybody else is gone. There's not enough info coming through. Goodbye, streaming on YouTube.